Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, promoter Dennis Warner and Instinct Productions proudly present to you 3 rounds of Super Welterweight action. This fight is sponsored by the Tourism Authority of Thailand. First in the blue corner, wearing black and at a weight of 155 pounds, standing 5'9", hailing from Murrieta and fighting for Bob Cheney's Family Martial Arts with a record of 5-2. He's sponsored by CrossFit by Overload and Cage Worthy. Here is Casey Parlett.
Here's Casey Parlett. A record of 5 wins and 2 losses. Fights out of Bob Cheney's martial arts gym in Murrieta, California. Casey Parlett.
And in the red corner, wearing blue, he weighed in at 153 pounds. He's 5'8", from Los Angeles, California, and fighting out of Muay Thai School, USA. His record 3-1. He's sponsored by Heavy Hitters and Relentless Fight Gear. Welcome, Roy Corona.
And here's Roy Corona. Blanky, one of the few fighters you will ever see that has a beer named after him.
I'll tell you what, that was my big question. Is he related to the big Corona family, and does he squeeze a lime in it?
That's a good question. Well, he's trained by a fighter that we've seen an awful lot of on our show, Sean Yakubian. Trained out of Muay Thai USA School. Corona with a record of 3-1. He'll be in the blue trunks, and these are amateurs, by the way, Blank, with a 3-1 record by Corona and a 5-2 record by the man across the ring, Casey Parlett. These are 2 amateurs that have had some success along the way.
Yeah, well, they're both above 500 in their records. They're both aspiring to turn pro one day. This is all a learning process, but these are 2 quality fighters. They both come from 2 good camps.
Every time I see a fighter go over the top rope like Corona just did, it reminds me when you and I were in Jamaica and that one fighter came over that top rope and fell flat on his face.
In fact, he got KO'd before the fight started, didn't he, Phil?
He had to wake him up to fight. Well, mouthpiece is going in now as the 3rd man in the ring's checking gloves, making sure everything's
Ladies and
good.
gentlemen, once again, your referee for tonight's fight, Pung Song.
And now both fighters come to the center of the ring. Let's listen to final instructions. Now a good crowd on hand here at State Line, Nevada for these fights. And boy, our main event was a good one. Chaz Mulkey taking Bryce Krause out in the 1st round with that big thunderous overhand left. And they're still talking about it here in the arena. Nick Yoten, the referee, says, let's get it on. And here we go in round 1.
Parlett fighting out of the southpaw stance, Phil, right? Opening the fight, we'll see if he switches back and forth, but it looks like he's a good straight left there that backs Corona up to the ropes. And Parlett just begins to just wail on him as he's got him backed up on them ropes, Phil. Right leg, there's a right hook there by Parlett. Attempted front right ball kick by Corona, right hand. It just is a little short. He needs to set that up. Right leg, and right away, I feel it's very evident to me that Parlett favors that right hook. And a lot of times on the southpaws, they're favoring that straight left. But I've seen him on the counter throwing that right. There it is again, that right hook. And Corona comes back with a right leg, backing Parlett into the corner. These fighters ain't wasting no time, Phil.
No, they definitely aren't. it's always fun to watch the amateurs, Blinky, because they bring such a refreshing kind of a, let's just empty the gun quickly. I want to impress. I want to show everybody what I've got.
Every time they get in the ring, it's almost like they're double parked. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They don't want no ticket when they come outside of the building. Both well-trained, well-schooled fighters. There it was. He led with the right hook and threw the straight left. He being Parlett in the black shorts. Parlett, KC Parlett from Bob Chain in kickboxing. Right knee there landed another one by Corona.
Now final seconds of round one. Don't go away. We're coming back with the second round in just a moment. As we get set for round two, Blinky, that first stanza between Roy Corona and Casey Parlett, it's certainly not lack for action.
They wasted no time there. You see a left landed, causing Corona to stumble back, and then Parlett comes back. The good left hook, great chin of Corona, Phil, because he got hit with a couple of big shots there, and Parlett's known for having a decent punch. So, you know, that series there might have won the round for him just with the opening, because after that, both fighters began to really engage each other. But it was probably a close round.
Bell sounds for round two. Parlett on the right, Corona in the blue trunks. And again, Parlett comes right after Roy Corona.
A takedown there, no knockdown or anything. Doubling up on the right leg is Corona in the blue shorts. And I don't know if that southpaw stance has him a little confused, Phil, because being that Corona's an amateur 3-1, he probably hasn't seen a southpaw. And Parlett really utilizes that right hook on the counter and that straight left, uses them very well. Looked like a low kick there for a second. Wasn't called by the referee. Where Corona is beating Parlett is when they go to the clinch, he gets going into the knees a lot faster in his transition. And, you know, a lot of the referees are looking for that. There you've seen a front kick to the body by Corona. He's got to be careful he don't walk into that straight left of Parlett too, Phil.
Yeah, absolutely. We're inside a minute now here in this second round. These amateurs are super welterweights, and Linky, they bring some advanced amateur skills into this fight, to be sure.
Well, when you come out of a good training school, Phil, you learn right. They bring you up right before they let you get in the ring. Good left knee landed there by Parlett. And then Corona coming back with the right knee of his own. Both fighters now, you know, intent on working them knees on the inside.
Stumbles right into Casey Parlett, and that's the way the second round will end. Now, it's interesting how that second round, Blinky, different from the first when both fighters had that distance in front of them. They were both unloading some good, clean shots. They both landed some big legs. But in that second round, they moved inside and didn't have that space to unload much above anything.
Yeah, Phil, other than the knees on the inside, when they got on the inside, they began to clinch, both fighters using the knees. Parlett, though, has thrown more hand combinations, so that might give him a slight edge in the round, Phil. But for the most part, I think this third round is going to be the deciding round to see who wins this fight tonight.
Yeah, third and final round coming up for these amateur super welterweights. You're looking at Casey Parlett. And across the ring, getting his third and final round of the evening. Let's hear it for these fighters. 2 minutes of this fight, Roy Corona. And here we go. Hong Song at Yoten says, let's get it on.
And just for a brief moment there, we see Parlett, Phil, going from the orthodox to the unorthodox and switching back and forth. And again, I don't know how much of that is confusing Corona, but Corona just got to get off. And that's what he needs to do there. He's got to turn it into a dog fight. Just going to have to put some pressure on. Good right leg by Corona, right knee. As KC Parlett comes back with a right knee of his own.
And it would certainly be understandable if Parlett finds himself somewhat confused by Corona.
Again, there you see on the when they get on the inside, you know, both fighters letting the knees go, but for the most part, we've not seen Corona throw many punches at all where KC Parlett failed. There's a good shot landed by Parlett as he backs Corona to the ropes again. And that's where the deciding factor is probably going to lie within this fight unofficially, Phil. KC Parlett, one of the very few punches that has been thrown by Corona landed. Nice right hand.
Boy, a tough fight to judge, Blanky. This is ultra close as both combatants tumble to the canvas. Final 30 seconds of this amateur fight. I think it is still there for the taking if one of these fighters could really unload something in the final 10 seconds. It's a close one. Parlett, good left hand, knee to the body.
Right uppercut there by Corona, trying to get in a big shot.
And it's over with. It is over. Corona and Parlett, a couple of amateurs who put on a good show here tonight.
There you see a right leg by Corona off the arm of Parlett. Parlett really blocking them there. They still do a little damage to the arm, but they're not hitting none of the vitals, the rib cage or anything. Parlett looking to step in, wants to throw a left hand, and he comes with a sweep kick, and then they lock up to the clinch. You see Corona doing a jumping knee there. Parlett really content with just wrestling him around the neck. Leg kick straight right by Corona. There's that right hand by Parlett as he drives Corona back to the ropes again. See, but where Parlett misses it, Phil, is he gets, as Corona hits him with the right hand, he gets his legs out of line, and there's where he loses the leverage there. He lands another straight left, and then he goes right to a left knee. And I think this is going to be the deciding factor, Phil. Nice uppercut there, but it might be a little bit too late for Corona. We'll see. Fight is close, like you said earlier. Good shots there landed at the end by Parlett. Corona going to the knees. Let's see what the judges got to say.
Now the gloves are coming off. It was an entertaining amateur fight. Like KC Parlett, I like what I saw from that taller of the two fighters tonight. I also like the skills demonstrated by Roy Corona.
Both fighters evenly matched. Good fight. Nobody really dominated the fight. It's going to boil down technically who scored the most cleaner blows, Phil. And I think it might be that guy right there, KC Parlett.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think by the narrowest of margins, Parlett won this fight. However, how many times have we sat here at ringside, Blinky, only to look at one another and shake our heads saying, "Oh, we got that one wrong."
Yeah, we find out how much we really don't know, right, Phil?
Well, the referee is summoning both fighters to the center of the ring. Chris Gregory, how's the outcome?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision. Judge 1 scores the bout 30-28 in favor Corona. Judge 2 sees it 29-28 in favor Parlett. And Judge 3 has it 29-28 in favor for the winner by split decision. In the red corner, Roy Corona.